It's peony time. It's the middle of May. My beautiful intersectional peonies are flowering wonderfully. My tree peony, that's another story, and my herbaceous peonies are just coming up to flower. Now, I think peonies are really having their moment now. They're booming in popularity, possibly because they are the easiest plants to grow. You just bang them in and they grow and perform better and better for 50, 60 plus years. So they're very long lived and they're very resilient. They just need a few little things that aren't very difficult to find. But first of all, let's talk about the intersectional peonies, because these are probably the least well known because they're relatively recent. So what happened, there was a Dr. Taichi Aitu, and he was Japanese, and he wanted a double yellow herbaceous peony. And at that time, the only yellow peonies were Peony lutea and Peony Moskowitz. No one can say that name, so that peony is known as Molly the Witch. Lovely yellow peony, but the flowers come, last for a day and go. So what he did is he started to cross tree peony and herbaceous peony to get that lovely double yellow, and he did thousands of crosses, and this was in the 40s. And then in 1964, took a long time, beautiful yellow peonies were found that he bred, but sadly he had died in 56. So he never actually saw the fruit of all his long, hard work and careful breeding to get these dramatic results. His wife wasn't really that keen, I don't think, and all the collection went to the States. And now there are many more, quite a few more of these intersectional peonies. So they are basically a cross between a herbaceous, so a herbaceous peony obviously dies down in the winter quite slowly, quite messily. A tree peony has woody stems, and some of them are sort of 1.8 high or so, some of them are much smaller, but they have woody stems and they flower earlier than a herbaceous peony. So the intersectional hybrid has the advantage over the herbaceous peony and that the flowers last longer. These will go on for 4 weeks or so. We'll have flowers on this lovely shrub. And it does have these woody stems that you can just see in there. So it's got the woody stems. And when these die down in the winter, they have wonderful autumn coloured foliage, red coloured autumn foliage, and then the leaves drop. So you don't have that sort of slightly messy period you have with a herbaceous peony. They just perform, beautiful autumn colour, and then they go. And I think they're wonderful. And I think the reason they're not better known is because they are expensive. Because when you try and breed these, it can take 2 years for the seeds to germinate. And then it can take another 4 or so years for them to flower. So that's 6 or 7 years it can be to get them into flower. And you cannot, I've tried and I tried to propagate them from cuttings, and everyone says you never will. And I keep trying, but I haven't yet. But you can divide them. So Claire Austin is a well-known grower of herbaceous plants. She has a lot of peonies and a lot of irises especially. And she gave me this for my 60th birthday, which was 10 years ago now. And she told me she gave it to me as this little plant like that. And she said, you want to give it space because in 2 years it's going to be a metre square across. And it is pretty much. I need to pull the rose off it a bit, cut it back, but it fills a decent space. So what I'm going to do now, I've got plans for this Julia Rose, this wonderful peony, is I'm going to lift it in September and I'm going to saw it in different bits. And as long as I get some little buds on each section, I can propagate it up from that. And so I will have quite meaty plants from that the following year. And I will make sure that I plant it so the red buds on the wood are just below ground level. The thing with peonies that people often do is they can plant both these and the herbaceous peonies too deeply. They don't like lots of soil over their buds, so not more than 50 mil over their red buds, ideally. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to move her into the rose meadow because I've got the Rosa mutabilis, which has a similar colouring. And mine are just starting to flower now, and I'll have clumps of these and the rose together in my rose meadow, and I think they'll be good because they're quite big and buxom. and I obviously make sure I don't let things invade too much around them. I think they'll be ideal candidates for that. Now, I've just had my 70th birthday, and Claire gave me another intersectional peony, but sadly we had a gathering with the family about 2 weeks before my birthday, and I didn't open my presents till the birthday. And then I realised this bag was this poor little plant that lived in a bag in the house for 2 weeks. And I thought, oh my God, have I lost it? But I've planted it out, and I'll go and show you in a minute. And they will start to flower the next year, and they just perform better and better. So those are your wonderful intersectional peonies. Some people call them the I2 hybrids, but there have been many more bred, I think, since I2 did his bit. So there's good range to choose from, lovely range of colours, and well worth getting. While we're here, let's go and look at my herbaceous peony. So this is one of my herbaceous peonies. Now, sadly, I don't know what a lot of my herbaceous peonies are. I was working on Stapleford Park about 40 plus years ago, and I think it was Lord Gretham had sold it to Bob Peyton to turn into a hotel, and it had been a big family house. And there was a beautiful, or there is a beautiful walled garden, which was totally overgrown. And we cleared it all and put the plants that we could save into hoarding borders. And there were some peonies, 1 or 2 peonies, which I took. And so I don't know what they are, but they're wonderful. And they just go on and on. And there's this ridiculous thing that people say, when you plant a peony, it won't flower for 2 or 3 years because it hates being moved. But that is rubbish. That's because when you dig them up, a peony, to move it, you mustn't divide it up in too many pieces. You want to make sure there's some buds on each bit of wood. You need a decent clump, and then they will go on and flower straight away the next year. But when you often buy them from garden centres, you see these tiny little bits that obviously haven't got a flower bud on the bit that you've got. And so it will take a few years for it to get into its stride and grow on and produce the buds. But they come in a wonderful range. I usually buy mine in September if I'm buying any, and I'll buy them just bare rooted. Somebody's in there. Out, please. Ziggy. She's in there. Naughty girl. And I usually buy them in September, and then I think root balled is the best, and you get nice decent clumps. And then they can get growing and down before the following spring when it becomes dry. And if they are very dry, don't forget with a lot of these peonies, they are setting their buds the year before at the end of the summer. So if it is very, very dry and you're established on it, it is well worth giving a good can of water or two. But they are wonderful plants. And when you pick them for cut flowers, you pick them when the buds are in the marshmallow stage. This is a little bit soft, I would say, just a little bit wider. And then you can put them in the fridge if you want them, or in a cool place, and they will keep like that for 3 or 4 weeks, and then you bring them out into the warm, and then they will flower if you were doing it for a wedding or something like that. But they are a very popular cut flower, and there are lots of peony farmers, and it's a big investment obviously to do a field of these. And then the picking, and they come all at once depending on the weather. When it's hot and sunny, they can come and go very fleetingly. When it's like this cool, they will last for a good few weeks, not as long as the intersectional hybrids, but they're a wonderful plant. And I'll show you some that I've just moved because they're in Kevin's corner, and we got some little bits and some big clumps, and they will, the little bits won't flower for a few years. Right, come and look at my other peonies. So this is one from Stapleford that I've just moved, and some people say in the early years you can take the buds off, so all the energy goes into them establishing, but I'm not going to bother to. I've never bothered to do that. The other thing is, if you want really whopping great blooms, you can take off all the side buds, and this one actually hasn't got many, and that means it produces all the energy into the end flower, and you get very large flowers. So over here I've got a tiny offshoot, and that obviously won't have a flower bud on it. It's a tiny little bit of rhizome, I think it is, and so that won't flower for a few years. But I thought it'd be quite nice to have flowers there and there. I'll show you my main walk of peonies, which are on the other side. So this is the peony, the intersectional peony that Care very generously gave me for my 70th. And it was in the house, as I said, for a week or two. But then I put it up in the greenhouse, and then I planted it out about a couple of months ago, I would say. And it'll be fine. It's coming on really nicely. So, and that's got a beautiful sort of white flower with purpley pinky bits on it. So I'm going to there's my Rosa mutabilis, one of them, from cuttings, but they're getting a bit of a size now. And I'm going to just put in tree peonies within this. It's a very random type of planting. If you remember, we did this mainly from bits and bobs we moved in from elsewhere to get a sort of informal meadow look, zapped up, with the roses being the star, hopefully for some of the time, but also things like the alliums coming through. We've got the Eremurus, which are shooting up, and lots of sort of herbaceous-y things. And I'm really enjoying this because there's quite a bit of structure, but it still has a lot of colour and a lot of wildlife, especially when the dogs don't go chasing throughout it. Anyway, come look at the main burst of peony hedging. In this area, I've got my hedges, sort of hedges, I call them hedges, of herbaceous peonies. And this is the area between the two working gardens. I've got the little space there with my hoarding borders and the greenhouse and my cold frames. And on that side, I've got my semi-sunken greenhouse to keep it warmer. And I line out plants in the bit of gravel in front, and the beehives are there. And so this is really just a view down the garden, and it divides the two areas with something a bit more ornamental than just working garden. So I did put the box hedges in the sort of wavy box hedge, and then we've got the apple trees above, and then I've got the lines of the peonies running down. So these peonies are Lactiflora agida. I planted them about 9 years ago, and the hedges need a good trim. Now I've just sprayed the box and so for the box moth, and then I will cut them down, the hedges, so you can see the peonies more. But they are wonderful peonies, and they've got these lovely deep carmine flowers on them, and they will be full of flower. Now, with some peonies, when they get very large on a good rich soil, you can stake them, and often people put those lovely domes over the top, which look really nice. But because our soil is so dry, we never get that lush ebullient, so they really spread and droop. So I never have staked any of my peonies at all. But I think they're just such a wonderful, easy, long-lived plant, and there's something very established about peonies. I think they are wonderful in a proper continuous hedge. We sometimes use them because even when the flowers have gone, you've still got the wonderful foliage. And then they're very good in mixed borders. They're very good statement plants sort of by a house. You can grow them in containers. Not if you're growing them for a long time in a container, you'll need to change the soil and things like that, or it'll get very, very compacted and all the air will go out of it. But basically, they're a fabulous plant, and if you want to give someone a really good present, I think a peony is really good. And perhaps the best known peony, because it's easy and lovely, is Sarah Bernhard, the lovely pale pink peony. So maybe that's a good one to start with. But really anything that floats your boat, I think, is fabulous. But I'll just show you finally my tree peony. Yep. Now this tree peony, woody stems, as you can see, is small. A lot of them grow way, way bigger. There are many, many different types of tree peonies. And this one was given to me by my mother, who had it for about 10 years and it never flowered. So she said, have it if you want it. And so I did. And I had it in a place that was quite shady before. Well, it became more shady. This often happens with peonies. It became more and more shady as the trees above it grew. And then it flowered about 2 years ago for the first time, and I must have had it for about 5 years after my mother's God knows how many years with it. And so now I've moved it into the sun, and I think it's going to settle down and hopefully it will start flowering next year. But they are a little bit shy to flower, some of them, but often it can be light. So they do like a fairly sheltered position, because also their new foliage can be slightly hit by a hard frost, but then they will usually recover. But so I've given it more light. The only thing they don't really like, apart from too much shade, is a very heavy wet soil. I mean, people say a medium well-drained loam, you know, the usual stuff they put in books for just about every plant under the sun. But we are in as light and free draining a soil in the driest part of the country as possible. And all my peonies do pretty well. Apart from this little love, that maybe it's just not a very good plant to start with, but we will persevere with her. And I will clean some of the violas around her, but I don't expect she's ever going to be a stonking great thing that flowers on and on. And with hindsight, I should have moved her a bit more to the edge, but I might move her again. They are tolerant, despite what the book says, they are tolerant of being moved, but they're wonderful plants. Now, the other tree peonies, which are much more difficult. These are often grafted, by the way. Most tree peonies are grafted that you buy. And so make sure that you do cover the graft. So these are planted slightly deeper, just so that the graft union is covered by about I don't think we'll be able to see it, by about 6 inches of soil or something like that. So that's the exception with these, as opposed to the intersectional and the herbaceous peonies. Now, there are some more common ones. The lutea is one, the yellow tree peony, which grows from seed, and I've got one that's self-set over there, and they are big. You know, I had it and it was growing way above me, really tall, and you can hack it back. You know, people think, how do I prune these delicate plants? But you just hack that one back and back and back, because it's so big. With these, obviously, you wouldn't really have the need to do much to it. There's not enough to prune. But don't be scared. If you do need to prune it, you can do that. But there is a seedling of the other one that I pulled out left in a very shady corner. I'll show it to you. And I'm just going to leave it. And if it makes it through that shady corner, it will come up into the sun and it will look quite good there. And it's quite contained, and I'll hack it back if necessary. So I'm just leaving him in and watching him rather than moving him. But so those ones are easy from seed. So here that is, growing lutea in that very shady corner. I think it's going to force its way up, and I will probably cut this back, this hydrangea back. These are in pots. I've only just taken the bottoms out, and so I'm going to look after them this year so they look better, and I'm going to cut them back and give a bit more room to that. Anyway, that's a little bit on my knowledge of peonies. I think they are the most wonderful plants in the garden. I love them. I would just buy whatever colours you like. Use them either in borders or hedges or whatever you want. And if you think of someone who wants a nice present, what could be better than a peony?